back again, still traveling. So thanks for tuning in. Today we're gonna talk about stimming. Let's get to it. So stimming. Stimming comes from the word self-stimulation. What does it refer to? It's something that everybody does. It's usually only referred to with autistic people, but it is something that everybody does. Every human being on the planet stims, and I'm sure you have stimmed as well. Stimming is what we do when we get stressed, to be able to release that stress a bit. It's a repetitive motion.
Hiya, Future Philip here from the edit. Just to interject, it doesn't always have to be a repetitive motion. More often than not, actually, pressure is also used by people, as you can see here in this video. So when we're stressed, often pressure relieves that. Alright, let's get back to the video.
It's what we do when we get super stressed, when we get nervous, when we get anxious. That's when we start to stim. Be it twirling your hair, tapping your foot, clicking a pen, maybe chewing on nails. It's that is called stimming. So why is this usually referred to when talking about autistics? A lot more situations are uncertain for them, and uncertainty causes stress. And so what's also adding to the fact that it seems unusual or out of place for people that are neurotypical is the fact that the way autistics stim is usually different from the way neurotypical stim. And since there's less of us, we're the weird ones and not the majority, unfortunately. That's just how it is. You know, if there was more autistic people, then we would all be talking about how weird it is to click a pen. So, what do I do for stimming usually? And this is not something I choose, it's just something that happens. In fact, I flap my hands a lot like this, and the reason I do this is, I don't know, it's for soothing, it helps me. This was the initiator of me trying to find out whether I am autistic. I was in a supermarket with my wife and my children, and it was a big supermarket, and I was starting to stim like I always did in those situations, but it was coming really loud and I could barely concentrate, and I was stimming a lot and it wasn't getting any better. And so I looked up why autistic people flap their hands. So I found randomly an article written by somebody, a blog post more than anything else. It was a personal account from somebody describing being overstimulated. And I read this account, and it was spooky how much I could relate to the person. It was like they were reading out of the inside of my brain, and they were describing things that I couldn't even describe to anyone else myself. But it was so spot on my experience that I just had to accept that this person understood where I was and that this is where I am as well. But since I've accepted the fact that I'm autistic, my life's been a lot better. Lots of things in my life make sense, including stimming. I guess this leads me to the next point I want to make about stimming. I know a lot of parents are usually worried if they have autistic children about stimming, and they're worried, you know, he keeps doing that, or she always does that, and I don't know how to get her to stop. Stimming is not something that needs to stop. It's a soothing mechanism. It's not a bad thing. Come back to the clicking pen example. It's annoying for the person next to you, but for the person itself, gets them through this exam, and having to stop is actually really difficult. It becomes really hard for them to focus. To sum it all up, stimming is what every human being does when we get nervous, anxious, but autistic people get more anxious in more situations, and the way we stim is different to the way other people stim. So when neurotypical stim, it's just something they do. For us, apparently it's weird. But it's not a bad thing at all. Don't worry about it if you have a child and they're stimming. It helps them think, it helps them stay calm, and it is not advisable to make them stop. So again, this is really the end. I hope it was useful. Again, only a short burst of knowledge about autism, and let me know in the description what you want to hear about next, and then I can put something together for you. Remember to subscribe so you don't miss the next videos, and that's it. Thank you very much. Bye.